What's up, guys? Welcome to today's vlog. It's a little after 11. I've been up since like 9:30, but I've just been talking with Abby and hanging out with her, talked to my parents and everything. They are actually not planning on coming today, but they're planning on coming tomorrow, so that should be fine. I can try to finish up the inventory today, and I think Kevin was planning on coming today as well. I've texted him, but I haven't heard back yet. But I'm headed in. I'm going to finish up working on the handheld stuff and then get a jump on the Super Nintendo games. I'm at the game store now. I'm going to start working on the rest of the Game Gear, PSP, DS stuff. Kevin is on his way over shortly. I don't know if Christian's coming again, but Kevin's at least coming. And I'm going to have him work on taking stickers off of the Super Nintendo games so that once I finish with the handheld stuff here, I can then continue to work on the Super Nintendo as well. I don't know how long he plans on staying, but of course any help is appreciated. And so for the Super Nintendo, the collection that I bought last week is not in the inventory yet, as well as the boxed Super Nintendo games that I got from the previous collection. Those all have not been inputted into the inventory yet, so I have to do that as well. But first, all the stickers need to come off. They need to be cleaned up, if they need it. And then once the games are all added in, that's when I will print the price tags, put those on, and then once that's done, they'll start filling up these last two glass cases here. So I'm gonna get working, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
What's up, people?
Kevin was here helping he got all the Super Nintendo stuff cleaned, so I'm gonna be entering that in just in a minute here, because Kevin's leaving, but I finished up all the other stuff, realized I'm missing an entire box of DS, 3DS, and PSP, which has got to be somewhere at home, but thank you for your help.
You're welcome. August 18th, you guys. Games.
Games.
Heck yeah. Is Kevin going to be here?
Oh yeah, I'll be here. I'll be twirling a sign outside.
Possibly. These are the labels for the Super Nintendo games that I just started printing, and they're not accurate. I didn't notice until filming that they were not correct. Honestly, I didn't know. I just entered all these ones right here because these are the only ones that weren't in the inventory that weren't doubles. So I went through that entire collection that I bought, and I updated the quantity of all the ones I already had. These are the ones that I didn't have a listing for, basically, already. So I entered these in, and I realized I didn't put the prices, so they were all putting the prices $0 when they were printing out. That's not good. So I got to go back and do that. But once that's done, I'm printing the labels. There's 459 Super Nintendo games. That includes quantity, though, so like 12 Mario All-Stars, 12 Mario Worlds, 12 Donkey Kong Country, stuff like that. But 459, that is, I think, the most games I have for any one system, including quantity for all of them. I think I have more Super Nintendo than PS2 even, which, that's insane. So, very exciting though, because, the Super Nintendo collection here is going to be pretty dang good. And I have doubles of some really good stuff. Like, I have 2 copies of Sunset Riders now. I have, I think, 4 copies of Secret of Mana, 2 copies of Super Metroid. Like, there's just a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to put the prices in for these and then reprint those. Luckily, I was able to cancel that print job, and I only wasted like 15 or 20 labels, which isn't a big deal. So I'm going to finish these up, getting the prices, get them reprinted, and then the way that I'm going to have to do these is kind of similar to the NES. The price tags are going to have to go down here on the back of the cartridge, and then up on the top here, there will be another price tag so that when they're on the shelf stacked up like this or whatever, you'd be able to read them. So unfortunately, that's the only way that I can do it. All of the really expensive or really popular titles, of course, will be laid out flat, so you'll be able to see them like that. And I might try to put the price tags on the front. I'm not sure, because if they're laid out flat, you're not going to be able to see the price tag on the back, so maybe they need to be on the front. We'll see what happens, though, and I'll let you guys know when I, get closer to being done. Once these Super Nintendo games are done, that is every game that I have here physically at the store will have a price tag. It'll be in the inventory system, and it will be on the shelf as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm missing a tub somewhere that has DS, 3DS, and PSP games in it. So I think that's at home still, and I gotta find that, but once I get those in, then all the games are 100% done, aside from like random stuff that I still have at home that I haven't brought yet, which is just like, you know, that little GameCube lot I picked up the other day, and some random PS2 games and stuff like that. But all the main stuff, all the good cartridges, all that kind of stuff is all going to be done, which is awesome. And then I can start focusing on getting the rest of the stuff into the inventory. I got to bring the VHS from home, get them on the shelf, stuff like that. So the vinyl is the only other thing that's going to take a very long time to do, because there's so many, and each one, just like the games, has to be entered in individually because they all have their own prices and stuff like that. The VHS, I just put the quantity in there and that's it. I'm not even going to print stickers for them because they're all the same price. So toys is one of the things that takes quite a long time, but luckily I don't have a ton of toys and I've already entered in most of them. So I'm getting very close to being done with the inventory, and then once that's done, all that it is basically is physically getting the store set up, cleaning up the trash, and, you know, cleaning up, taking all the tubs of systems and controllers that I haven't tested yet and getting them out of the way, putting them in the back room so they're out of sight, and then just like setting up, you know, putting up posters and getting standees and just doing whatever to make the store look awesome. So that's going to be a ton of fun, and I cannot wait to open. I'm going to try to have my friend Nick help me live stream the entire opening day, and it may have to be live streamed with no audio, because unless I'm going to inform everyone that's coming in, which I could do, I could just put a sign up or something, but you're supposed to inform people in Washington State if you are recording audio. They have to know. Maybe I'll just put a sign on the door that says that we're live streaming the entire day. Who knows? But I would like to get that figured out and do that. I think that'd be really awesome. I think that you guys would enjoy seeing that, and it was suggested in the comments. So that's going to be cool, but for now I'm just going to keep working on these Super Nintendo games. It's just about time for me to head home again for the day. I know I didn't film too much today, so I'm going to give you guys basically an overview of what I did and then show you guys what I did as well. So today, Kevin came over earlier, of course, and he cleaned all the Super Nintendo games. He took off old price tags, he cleaned dirt and stuff like that, and I did a little bit of that myself as well after he left. When I was going through putting the price tags on, there were still some games that needed a little extra cleaning, so I did that. And then I entered in the rest of the games into the spreadsheet, which took forever, but I got them in and got them loaded into the inventory system, got the labels printed, 459 Super Nintendo games. So it took forever to get them on because they weren't alphabetized. And I put them on the counter here, and I posted a picture on Instagram. You guys can check it out if you want. There's a link in the description. But I posted a picture of all the games. They took up these 3 glass cases. They filled the entire thing. It was crazy. So I put all the price tags on them, not including the price tags that go on the top. So technically, I still have to do that, but I'm not going to be doing that for anything that is like $15 or up, because those games are being displayed, you know, like face up, so you can see the front of them, so you can see that price tag. There's no reason to put another one on the top. So the price tags that go on the top are going to be reserved for just basically the games that are $13 or under, because you're going to have to read them from the end label. So I haven't done that yet, and those games are here. There's this entire tub, and then this entire box. Those are all $13 and under. These here are all the doubles, or like the extra quantity that I'm not putting in the glass case. So these ones are mostly Mario, Donkey Kong. There's a Final Fantasy II and a Turtles in Time. But I have 3 copies of each in the glass case here that I have at least 3 copies of. Then all the extras are going to be put, just going to be stored in the back until ones out here sell. And then, yeah, so that's what I've done today. The Super Nintendo games they literally took all day. So there hasn't been much to film, and I do apologize for that. This is probably going to be a shorter vlog. I know you guys want the longer ones, but sometimes I just can't do it. But I'm going to flip the camera around now and show you what the front looks like. So these are the 3 cases to the left of the register here. So the bottom of this one, which has the Game Boy stuff, the bottom of this is going to be Super Nintendo. My plan, at least, is to put Super Nintendo down here, and this would be the, the filler stuff, basically, the cheaper stuff. This case is all Super Nintendo. I've got some labels here for complete in box Super Nintendo games, but check it out. The first one here is like all your really popular type stuff that people are going to be, most people who come in looking for Super Nintendo, unless they're hardcore collectors, this is the stuff that they're going to want. Then right here, I have the really expensive stuff, some of it at least. And then second shelf is all just good stuff again, but not as popular, but still lots of awesome stuff. The bottom here is just a continuation of this shelf, so it's more pricier titles, but not super popular ones. So I don't know what to do with that empty space back there because I don't have enough games to completely fill it out, but I also have too many to not use that bottom shelf. So not really sure what the plan is, but I know that the NES games on the bottom there are going to be moved into that cabinet, and I was kind of thinking that it might be good to do that with the Super Nintendo games as well, because I think we're going to run to the same situation where it's hard to get all the way down here and see those games in the back. So, not really sure what to do. What I might end up doing is when I move those NES games, I might move these Super Nintendo games over to the bottom of that case, then have Super Nintendo in the bottom of both of these, but maybe I only put them in the front. Like maybe they only go halfway back, so it's much easier to see them. My other option is to put them in that cabinet along with the NES games. And I think that both are decent ideas, it just depends how much room they're going to take up. So this cabinet is supposed to be holding all the systems, and it's not going to hold every single system, but if I have 10 N64s, I'll put one of them in the cabinet, and the other one will be stored in the back room somewhere, so when someone's like, oh, I want to buy an N64, I will just go pull one out of the back. I won't have to pull it out of the cabinet there. But some systems, like the Neo Geo, I only have one of, so I will have to open it for stuff like that. But when I have the NES or the Super Nintendo games in here, they'll be stacked up, this way. So you'll be able to see all the labels like right up against the glass. They'll be super easy to read and go through. The prices will be right there. So that'll be really nice. And, I need room for consoles. I don't really have another spot for them, so they kind of have to go in here. But if the Super Nintendo games and the NES games aren't going to take up too much space, I can put them on like the bottom 2 shelves, basically. So that would also give me more room in here, of course, and I do need room in here. Of course, there's a car alarm going off outside, but I do need room in here for the, for this kind of stuff. So I gotta just kind of think about the space I have, and I haven't attempted to put the filler Super Nintendo games in here yet because, like I said, they don't have their other price tags on the top yet. So it's not worth the effort yet. I'll be doing that tomorrow probably, but once I know how much room everything's going to take up, it's going to be a lot easier to figure out where I need it to go. So my parents are coming tomorrow. My dad's going to be putting pegboard up there and up there, possibly on this wall as well. Just depends on what we have left over. And my mom is going to be painting the rest of this cabinet. They're bringing like a drop cloth and everything so we don't get paint on the ground. That's the reason I haven't painted it myself, is because I don't have anything to put down. So that's going to be happening tomorrow. And hopefully it comes out well. I expect it to, but I'm hoping that thing will be fully painted and the pegboard will be completed tomorrow. so that I can just focus on finishing up pricing the Super Nintendo games and then start getting that stuff kind of put away and figured out. And then from there, I need to go to Office Depot, probably not tomorrow, but at some point this week, obviously, before we open. I need to go and get a few things printed up, and I'm going to get the black pegboard rolling thing that's in the middle of the store. You can kind of see them, but they have those little sign holder things on the top, basically, and I need to get stuff printed up for those. And then I also need to get a gigantic Double Jump logo printed up to put in the front window, because we're not going to have the big sign by the time we open. So my decal for the front door might be in the mailbox right now. It may have come today, but I don't know since I'm not home. So that's going to go on the door, but I need something bigger, something to grab attention. And those two windows that are right next to each other, from the outside, you can see those perfectly from the road. There's an overhang on the outside of the building, and there's pillars that come down. One of the pillars kind of blocks the door almost if you were looking at it from the road. So those two windows are perfect. They have good street view and everything. So if I get the logo printed up, they're gonna have to use their large format printer, but I'll get it printed up like, I don't know, 4 feet by 2 feet or something, or 1.5 feet tall, and I'll get that on the get that in the windows. Then I think that will be good until I get the actual light up sign for the outside of the building. So guys, that's going to do it for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's vlog. I know it was a short one, so I apologize for that, but I tried to film a lot at the end here, just fill you guys in with my plans and what I did today and what I'm doing tomorrow. So my mom doesn't want to be in the vlog, but I'll see what I can do. My dad doesn't mind being filmed, but it's still just a little awkward to film with them. But I'll see what I can do, because I do need to be filming more stuff for you guys, and I want to, so I'm going to try and make that happen. But that's going to be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to smack the like button, leave a comment down below, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.